Imagine a world where your computer can basically run itself. Not just like sorting emails, but really managing everything. That's kind of the future that Anthropic, this big AI company, is aiming for. And get this, they just got a massive investment to help make it happen.
Yeah, it's a pretty bold idea, right? And it's not just some small-time project. They're getting serious backing. This could totally change how we use technology, like AI woven into everything we do online.
So Anthropic, they're the ones behind Claude, which is this AI is designed to be safe and actually helpful. Way beyond those simple chatbots we see everywhere now.
Definitely next level. And speaking of next level, Amazon just invested $4 billion in them.
Wow, 4 billion.
Yeah, so that puts their total funding at something like 13.7 billion. That's a huge show of confidence from a major tech company.
It's a statement for sure. So what's the catch? Amazon's not just handing over billions without some strings attached,
Oh.
right?
Well, part of the deal is that Anthropic will mostly use Amazon Web Services to train their AI. That means using some of Amazon's own tech, like Trainium, their
Yeah.
custom AI chip. And then they'll use Inferentia to actually deploy the models.
So Amazon is getting something out of it too, access to this cutting-edge AI development.
Right, strategic. This partnership is interesting on a few levels. It gives Anthropic tons of computing power, which you absolutely need for this kind of AI. But it also shakes things up in the chip market. NVIDIA's been the big player, but Amazon's clearly making a move.
So Amazon's investing billions, but they don't have total control over Anthropic, do they?
Nope, they're a minority investor. Anthropic still gets to call the shots, which is important because they're really focused on developing AI responsibly.
That makes sense. They want to make sure it's actually beneficial, not just powerful for the sake of it.
Exactly. It's worth noting that Anthropic was actually started by people who came from OpenAI, another big name in AI. So this commitment to safety is kind of in their DNA.
Okay, so why is Amazon so interested in Anthropic? What's their big picture goal here?
Well, Amazon is playing the long game. They see AI as the future, and they want to be leading the pack. This isn't just about Anthropic. It's about making sure Amazon is ready for a world powered by AI.
So it's all about positioning themselves for the future. And that future might be closer than we think, right? Remember that idea of computers running themselves? Well, Claude has this feature, computer use, where it can actually do tasks on a PC by itself, like true autonomy.
It's a hint at what they might be planning. Some people think Amazon could even revamp their products using Anthropic's AI.
Wait, really? So, like, can they replace the tech behind Alexa?
There are rumors that it's a possibility. It could be that they're not completely happy with how their current AI is performing, but even if it's not an immediate swap, they definitely see the potential of using Anthropic's AI in their products and services. It could be a game changer.
That's huge. So we've got billions in funding this super advanced AI. But how does Anthropic compare to the other big AI companies out there? Can they really compete?
Well, Anthropic has actually grown a lot in just the past year. They have thousands of customers using Claude through Amazon Bedrock, which is Amazon's platform for accessing these AI models.
So they're already making some serious headway.
Yeah, but it's not all smooth sailing. They've had to make tough choices, like raising prices for some of their models. And they also delayed the launch of Claude 3.5 Opus, which a lot of people are excited about.
It sounds like they're trying to balance pushing the limits of AI with making sure they can actually deliver what they promise.
Exactly. And this highlights how competitive the AI field is. Things are moving incredibly fast, and it's not easy to stay ahead.
It's a good reminder that even with billions of dollars and some of the brightest minds, building a successful AI company is a huge challenge.
Totally. And remember, the AI landscape is constantly shifting. What's groundbreaking today could be old news tomorrow. Anthropic has to stay agile and keep innovating if they want to stay on top.
It's been fascinating digging into all this. From these huge investments to the possibility of AI running our computers, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface, but I think it gives us a good sense of what Anthropic's all about and the potential impact of their AI.
We've been talking about AI managing our computers, which is wild to think about. But let's zoom out for a sec. So besides that, how else is this AI Claude being used? What's it really good at?
Well, Anthropic's been working to get Claude used in a lot of different areas. One that really stands out is this partnership they have with AWS and Palantir. They're actually bringing AI capabilities to U.S. intelligence and defense agencies.
Whoa, that sounds pretty intense. So is Claude like analyzing satellite images or something? Or trying to predict what the enemy will do?
They've probably classified the exact details, but Yeah, we can kind of guess. Claude is really good at handling massive amounts of data, finding patterns, and making sense of it all. That could be super useful for those kinds of agencies.
So think like analyzing global situations, figuring out potential threats, even helping with strategy. So this AI could be involved in some really high-stakes stuff.
Yeah.
That definitely raises questions like, are there enough safeguards in place?
Oh, for sure. Anthropic's commitment to responsible AI is even more important when you're talking about this kind of sensitive information. Decisions that could affect people's lives, it has to be aligned with human values, transparent, accountable, all that.
It's a lot to think about. Let's switch back to the consumer side for a minute. You mentioned Amazon wanting to use Claude in their products. How would that actually work for everyday people?
Imagine, like, Alexa, but way smarter. Not just setting timers anymore. It's like a real assistant. Understanding your preferences, organizing your schedule, maybe even predicting what you need, like a personal assistant, but living in your tech.
That sounds pretty convenient, but I don't know, wouldn't it be kind of intrusive? Like, are we ready to give AI that much access to our lives?
Yeah, that's a good point. As AI gets more integrated into everything, we have to think about those things. Privacy, control, who do we trust? We need to be having those conversations and figuring out how to protect people while still letting AI develop.
Makes sense. So I know Anthropic's also been launching new tools and subscriptions lately. What's the latest there?
Oh, they're definitely branching out. They've got a desktop client now, different tiers for businesses and teams, even mobile apps. It's clear they're trying to make Claude available to everyone, from regular people to huge companies.
It sounds like they're trying to really establish themselves as a leader in this whole AI scene, but they've hit some roadblocks too, right?
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, they had to raise prices for some models,
Hmm.
and that whole delay with Claude 3.5 Opus shows that even with all the money and the brilliant people they have, it's still a tough business. AI is super competitive, and the pace of development is crazy fast.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about managing everything that comes with it.
Right, and on top of that, Anthropic is trying to grow while sticking to their principles, that focus on safety and ethics. It's a balancing act.
Definitely. And the AI world is always changing. Today's big thing could be old news tomorrow.
Exactly. Anthropic needs to be flexible, see what's coming next, and keep pushing the boundaries to stay ahead of the curve.
It's really fascinating to see how this is all playing out.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about everything. There's so much more to explore about how powerful Claude is and how it could change things in different industries, from defense to everyday tech.
This whole deep dive into Anthropic and their AI, it's been eye-opening. We've talked about so much, like the crazy amount of money they're getting, their focus on making AI safe and ethical. We even touched on how this tech could change everything, from our own computers to, like, national defense.
Yeah, it shows you how fast AI is changing and how it's starting to affect almost everything we do. But I think it's good to step back and think about what it all means, for us, for everyday people.
That's the big question, right? If AI can already run our computers, maybe even help with big decisions, what happens to humans? What's our role in all this?
Yeah, it makes you wonder about the future of work. Will AI just help us do things better, free us up for more creative stuff? Or will it take away jobs and mess up the economy?
It's tough to say, but it's probably a bit of both, right? Some jobs will definitely be automated, but I imagine there'll be new jobs created too. We'll have to adapt, learn new skills, and get used to working with AI all the time.
Right. It's not about being afraid of AI. It's about figuring out how to use it the right way. We need to be in control of how it develops so it actually helps us and makes things better, not worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what can people do to stay on top of all this? It's changing so fast, it's hard to keep up, even for us.
I think the most important thing is to be curious about it. Learn about different opinions, think critically, and ask questions. The more we understand, the better we can deal with this whole AI-powered future.
It's all still so new. What we're seeing now is just the beginning. AI has huge potential, and who knows what's going to happen in the next few years. It's kind of exciting and a little scary at the same time.
Yeah, and that's why it's good to have these conversations. We need to talk about the possibilities and the worries we have about AI. It's not just about the tech itself, it's about how we use it and what kind of future we want to create.
You're right. AI, it's like a mirror, reflecting what we value, what we hope for, even what we're afraid of. As we keep pushing the boundaries, we have to talk about the big picture.
This deep dive has given us a good start, understanding the players, the tech, and the ethics involved. But there's always more to learn. Stay curious, stay informed, keep exploring this whole world of AI.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive. See you next time.